whatsoever.
I could never be persuaded to break that vow for any reason whatsoever.
Hey everyone, and welcome to TalkWord. This is the show where we break down the English words that can sometimes trip you up. Today, we're tackling a big one, a word that adds a ton of power to a sentence, but it comes with one very specific, unbreakable rule. That word is whatsoever. So, have you ever heard someone use whatsoever and you kind of paused for a second thinking, wait a minute, what does that actually mean? If so, you are definitely not alone. It can sound a little formal, maybe even confusing, but I promise you its secret is way simpler than you think.
All right, let's just dive right in. What is this word's real job in a sentence? What's it doing there?
Okay, at its absolute core, the meaning of whatsoever is super simple. It just means at all. Yep, that's it. Seriously. You can pretty much always swap it out in your head with at all to get the basic idea of what's being said.
So you might be thinking, well, if it just means at all, why even bother using it? Great question. It's because whatsoever has a secret power. It's an intensifier. Its whole job is to take your statement and just crank up the volume. Think of it like this. Saying, I don't agree is one thing, but saying, I have no reason to agree whatsoever? Whoa. That second one doesn't just disagree, it slams the door shut, leaving absolutely no room for doubt.
Okay, listen up, because this next part is easily the most important piece of the whole puzzle. If you only remember one thing from our chat today, make it this. This is the key that's going to unlock how to use this word perfectly every single time.
And here it is, the golden rule. You can only, and I really mean only, use whatsoever with a negative statement. We're talking about sentences that have words like no, none, not, or nothing floating around in them. So here's the deal. If you see a negative, whatsoever might be a good fit. But if you see a positive statement, just stay away. Simple as that.
Now, theory is all well and good, but let's see how this golden rule actually plays out in the real world with some examples. This is where it all clicks.
Just look at this comparison right here. I have no idea. That's a totally fine sentence, right? But if you really want to hammer home the point that your brain is a complete blank on the topic, you say, I have no idea whatsoever. See? That little word no is the negative trigger that lets you use it, and whatsoever just adds that punch. It feels so much stronger, doesn't it? Here's another perfect example. See the negative phrase here? No effect? Because that negative is in the sentence, we can tack on whatsoever at the end to really underline the point. It's not that there was a small effect. There was zero effect. None. Zilch. Now that we know the rule, let's take a look at the most common way people get this wrong. Because, honestly, understanding the mistake is the best way to make sure you never make it yourself. And here is the golden rule in action. Plain and simple. On the left, there was no doubt whatsoever. Beautiful. Perfect. The word no is our negative key. But look at the right. There was some doubt whatsoever. Oof. Nope. That's incorrect. Some is a positive word, so it completely breaks our rule. This is, without a doubt, the #1 mistake people make with this word. All right, let's wrap this all up and boil everything we've talked about down to the absolute essentials you need to remember.
Here it is, everything you need to know in a nutshell. First, what does it mean? It just means at all. Second, what's its job? To add emphasis. And third, the big one, the golden rule. Use it with negatives only. Words like no, none, and nothing are your green light. If you can just lock these 3 points in your brain, you've totally mastered whatsoever.
So, there you have it. The power is officially in your hands now. You know the secret rule. So think about it for a sec. What's a negative sentence you could power up with this word? You know, having no money is one thing, but having no money whatsoever? That sounds a whole lot more serious.
And just like that, you've cracked the code on whatsoever. The next time you really want to make a negative statement crystal clear, you'll have no doubt whatsoever about which word to grab. And hey, if you enjoyed this, continue your learning journey with the TalkWord app, where you can actually create your own word explanations just like this one. Thanks for hanging out.
Okay, the fabulous two-story living room, which I predict we will spend absolutely no time in whatsoever.